Thank you. Good afternoon, dear ladies and gentlemen. So I'm going to present a few slides about the mental health development we have done in Rajarata, in Anuradha district, over the past few years. So if you take Anuradhapura, Rajarata, it's a very interesting place. Right? So I came to work in Anuradhapura in 2014, and the main community is farmers. And if you take the last couple of years, politicians try to give their advices how to do farming to the farmers, professional farmers. Right? They told them how to cultivate. And ironically, the politicians had to take advice from some of the celebrities in Anuradhapura district, how to rule the country. Right? And so those things actually really affected the communities in Anuradhapura. And in addition to that, the human-elephant conflict is still existing, and no one has found solutions for their problem. So development of services in Anuradhapura was quite challenging. So despite that, together with the staff and the patients, we managed to develop a significantly develop the services in the Anuradhapura district. So we had some concepts and principles in mental health and in medicine to develop services in Anuradhapura. Otherwise, the service development is not sustainable. We can't just randomly do service development. So clinical governance is something that we really take into consideration in service development. And also when we are developing services, we have to audit the existing system and see the gaps in the services. And then we need to have a good project proposal, a design, and then we have to implement the service. And after that, we have to find whether the developed service is functioning well and have to see the gaps in the developed service. And some of the quality improvement tools, so you know all this. And something we really believe in is the organizational culture that actually keep the bonding between the staff members, and actually to get the help of the staff, the rapport of the staff, have a clear organizational culture is important. So when you're in Rome, you have to act as a Roman. So when I went to Anuradhapura in 2015, one of the things I realized is that there's a very, very strong religious background in Anuradhapura. So this is the first thing the staff and the staff and the patients requested from us. They need to have a place for their religious observances. So in 2015, we established a religious place for the observances of the patients and the staff. And we had a problem in the outpatient clinic because the patients had to wait in the corridors until they had their turn. So we had to build a waiting area for the patients to rest. So when you're developing services in the places, especially in the peripheries, one of the problems is the financial provisions, right? So this thing we got it done through the government, and the estimate was 4.8 million for this small shelter, right? So we don't know how the budgets were allocated for these small constructions, right? Right. So this a major project we did in 2016. So we converted the abandoned theatre complex into a fully functional day center. We did not have a day center during that time. So it's still functioning really well. And this is the opening ceremony where the Sri Lankan College of Psychiatrists and came and inaugurated. We have a 50-bedded acute inpatient unit, 25 male beds and 25 acute female beds. So these are some of the activities that's happening in the acute inpatient units. And another major service we had to develop was the occupational therapy unit. We did not have one before that. So we had to with the donations of some of the companies as well as well-wishers, we established the occupational therapy unit. It's very, very well functioning, and it serves the patients, especially when they need some rehabilitation. And even assessment of the functional assessment of the patients is done in the occupational therapy unit. And we initiated a new clinic in the elders' home, which is in Ellepola. And this is one of the functions where we organized and distributed some reading glasses for the elders with the help of a foreigner from Switzerland. So in 2019, the COVID-19 affected the services, and the wards were contaminated, and so many patients got positive with COVID. And we had to give some donations to screen the patients before they were brought into the inpatient units. Otherwise, we had to transfer patients from inpatient units to the COVID units, and they really did not like, the COVID units did not like to have psychiatrically ill patients in their wards, especially because they believe the patients are quite aggressive. So we had this screening place where, again, donations helped us to get these huts, tents, to screen patients before they moved into the inpatient units. So these are the COVID units. We established 2 COVID units for the patients with acute psychiatric illnesses in our male and female wards. Again, we had to get donations for this acute inpatient COVID units. So that helped us to manage the patients within the mental health facility without transferring them to the acute COVID units. So we had to monitor the patients when they are in the COVID units, because the staff movement should be minimized when we are managing patients with COVID positive results. So we had to establish a CCTV system to monitor the patients in the units. And this is a duress alarm system. We again installed in 2021, because we had a major incident in the wards where a group of patients from armed forces conspired against the staff, and 2 of the staff members were critically injured after they assaulted on the staff members. So we did not have a duress alarm system at that time. So again, we found some donations and installed a duress alarm system. And we want to attract people from the vicinity in an acute incident. So Sri Lanka College of Psychiatry always helped us in the service development. So this is one of the regional meetings we had in Anuradha, and we discussed about further service developments, our plans for the future, and also we had serious discussions with the regional director and the divisional directors, and had some service developments in place with the help of Sri Lanka College of Psychiatry. So in 2022, this year, we conducted the first regional psychiatry sessions in Anuradha. So it was well attended, and we had a participation of more than 100 in the regional psychiatry sessions, despite there were so many problems because of COVID and other issues in the country. We could attract a good crowd. It was a hybrid event. And we are planning to have these regional psychiatry sessions in Anuradha annually. Right. So this is the mother and baby unit we started again this year. Right. We did not have a mother and baby unit, and we had to keep the babies in the neonatology unit or the pediatric unit and treat the mothers in the acute inpatient unit. It was not very successful. And if you have difficulties, you have to transfer the patients to NIMH, where they have the mother and baby unit. So we had 2 mother and baby beds, again with the help of donations. So what we did was we converted the female COVID acute inpatient unit to the mother and baby unit. So we have treated some patients so far, and it's again a successful project. So we can treat 2 patients at a given time. And again, these some of the donations. We have a very dynamic senior registrar now, Dr. Madhura, and she coordinated a backup ECT machine to the unit. So in a case the ECT machine is not functioning, we have a backup. And to improve the ventilation, we got some donations from companies and well-wishers to improve the ventilation facilities. So these are some of the teaching sessions we have. So we teach medical students, registrars, and senior registrars. And this is the pre-COVID and post-COVID. Their dress codes changed, right? So they are really getting benefited because the exposure is really good. We have a very good mix of cases in the wards as well as in the clinics. So they're getting really benefited during their appointments. This year again, we created a logo for the unit. And with the help of a professional logo designer, we got this done free of charge, right? And we are using this for correspondence, including in the letterheads. Right? So these are some of the research we did in Anuradha since 2016. And we have done some audits as well in order to improve the services and to find the service gaps. Right. And I'd like to acknowledge the Sri Lanka College of Psychiatrists to giving me this award, and all my teachers, mentors, and senior consultants, colleagues, Mental Health Directorate, administrators of health in North Central Province. And they're quite helpful, the administrators, especially the provincial director and the regional director. They're always helping us with the service development, and also the family for right, tolerating me as a weekend husband, right? And also Dr. Chamari Vijay Singh, who encouraged me to apply, my friend, my colleague, my batchmate, MD batchmate, encouraging me to apply for this award. And staff of the mental health unit. It's really good to see how supportive the staff is. And without their support, we cannot develop any services. And also the donors. So in development of services in peripheries, really difficult without donations. So we attract a lot of donations from companies and well-wishers, right? And also the service recipients. So to show you some pictures of Anuradhapura, if you have not seen, right? It's a very attractive place, very tranquilized place, and there are some nice hotels in Anuradhapura. And I would like to invite the trainees as well as doctors, right, to come and work with us in Anuradhapura. It's a very nice place, and you have a lot of, so this some of the sceneries you'll find around Anuradhapura. And we have all the Atamastan and all that. You can have a very relaxed time. Right, thank you.